Hi everyone, and welcome to this lecture on urban infrastructure and its role in sustainable urban transitions. My name is Lucy Oates. I'm a PhD candidate in the Faculty of Architecture and the Built Environment at the TU Delft. In this lecture, I will talk about urban infrastructure and its role in the transition to more sustainable cities worldwide. But first, what do you think about when I say sustainable urban infrastructure? Maybe this, or this. What about this? Urban infrastructure encompasses the mostly physical, engineered systems that make a city, as well as the totality of interactions, rules, norms, and values that govern those infrastructures. It forms the foundation upon which cities are built and function. In many cities of the global north, infrastructure is provided in a top-down, centralised way. For example, we can think of the way that water is provided in the Netherlands, where the TU Delft is based. The Ministry of Infrastructure and Water Management is a central authority that designs and implements a centralised water management policy. Water is then transported to every household through vast underground networks that have been specifically engineered to the framework of the urban grid. Graham and Marvin refer to this form of organising infrastructure as the modern infrastructural ideal. This means that an infrastructure service is provided in a standardised, homogeneous and near-universal way, usually as a public good and often by a state or a state-owned authority. What's important about the modern infrastructure ideal is that access to services is almost universal. However, because of this, lots of infrastructure research nowadays focuses on the environmental aspect of sustainability. For example, how to power buses with green energy, or how to safely treat water so that it can be reused. These are all technological solutions and do not address issues around who is able to access infrastructure and the services it provides. In many cities of the so-called Global South, infrastructure services are not provided in quite the same way. This is partly because many people live in informal settlements where they do not have adequate access to centralised infrastructure services such as water and sanitation, waste management, or energy supply. There is also a rapidly growing middle class who are looking for more reliable and cost-effective alternatives to centralised service provision. This means that lots of different and sometimes informal service delivery initiatives emerge to fill those gaps. If we go back to the example of water supply, in such a configuration, a whole host of other options may exist alongside or instead of piped water. Households may collect rainwater. There may be a communal system like a community water pump, and informal vendors might sell water at water kiosks. Many researchers, including myself, believe that this can teach us about a new way of understanding sustainable urban transitions. Cities in high-income countries must also look for new ways to deliver infrastructure services in ways that better serve contemporary environmental and societal needs. Or to put it another way, what will we do when there is no more space underground for another electricity cable or water pipe? In cities of the Global South, the heterogeneous and informal infrastructure provision models provide a vital social function. They deliver critical and often life-sustaining basic services to the urban poor and others. Such models often have a smaller environmental impact than the large-scale, carbon-intensive infrastructure systems commonly found in the Global North. Maybe here is an opportunity to harness these co-benefits for a just urban transition, one that addresses socio-economic inequalities and global poverty, as well as environmental sustainability. Lawhon and others refer to such models as heterogeneous infrastructure configurations. Importantly, heterogeneous infrastructure configurations are not intended to be the new modern infrastructural ideal. Instead, they offer an opportunity to move beyond the search for a single technological fix and towards the possibility that a diverse range of infrastructures may lead to just and sustainable urban development. So what does this look like in practice? The real answer is that there's no blueprint for the transition to sustainable cities. But there are plenty of examples from around the world where civil society and governments are working together to deliver urban infrastructure services in a way that is good for both people and planet. Let's take a look at some examples. We'll go first to India and the city of Ahmedabad to hear about the Self-Employed Women's Association, or SEWA. SEWA is a trade union and cooperative of more than 1.5 million informal women workers from across India who have collectively organised to demand better working rights. Waste picking is one of many occupations supported by SEWA. The International Labour Organization estimates that India's informal waste sector employs around 1.7 million waste pickers, who recover around 20% of recyclable waste, making them a vital component of the nation's waste management regime. But despite this, waste picking is performed by some of the most marginalised citizens, and waste pickers are frequently discriminated against based on their caste, gender, or income status. Between 2004 and 2009, a district government in Ahmedabad employed informal waste pickers organised by SEWA to provide recycling services for more than 45,000 households. This had the dual effect of increasing the women's earnings from around 1,500 rupees to 6,000 rupees per month, and achieving recycling rates of up to 70%. This demonstrates that there are alternatives to high-tech, capital-intensive solutions to service delivery. In this case, partnerships with the informal waste sector can offer less expensive arrangements while generating social, environmental, and economic benefits. Now, let's head to Uganda and the city of Jinja, where a local organisation worked together with the municipal government to install solar streetlights in the informal settlement of Kibugumbata. The National Slum Dwellers Federation of Uganda helped to form a municipal development forum in Jinja. The MDF had the aim of bringing together different stakeholders, including the urban poor, to align urban development priorities. Participants highlighted that the lack of streetlights in the informal settlements meant that local businesses had to stop trading when it got dark, and they also mentioned their safety concerns. Through the MDF, they were able to earmark 20 solar streetlights for Kibugumbata. Solar power is, of course, a renewable and environmentally friendly way to generate energy. The societal benefits of this project are also evident. 5 local people were trained as solar technicians and led the project installation in March 2018. They now receive a salary for maintaining the streetlights and have also found work with other clients in the city. Local residents report feeling safer, and business owners say they're able to operate for up to an additional 5 hours per day. The municipality's willingness to invest in the informal settlement has generated a perceived increase in tenure security. Such multi-stakeholder models, which may include local residents, non-governmental organisations, and local and national governments, can transform the relationship between the urban poor and the state. This can contribute to more sustainable and inclusive urban development. So what do these examples and others like them teach us about the role of urban infrastructure in the transition to more sustainable cities? Well, we need to move beyond seeing infrastructure as having one single purpose, and towards seeing it as aiding a range of social and environmental objectives that represent multiple values. Such an approach aligns with that of the Sustainable Development Goals, which advocate the adoption of integrated, holistic solutions to complex sustainability challenges. Learning from heterogeneous infrastructure configurations could inspire urban transitions that better meet not only environmental, but also societal needs globally. Thank you.